One of the top leaders at the South Carolina State House has his sights set on bolstering economic development this year.
In fact, South Carolina just closed out a record year in that arena, securing more than $10 billion in capital investment.
State House reporter Mary Green joins us live in Columbia. So, Mary, we're now seeing the first actions on exactly how they plan to do this.
Yes, Greg, Dondi, today an Economic Development Committee formed last summer by House Speaker Merle Smith made its first recommendations to South Carolina's General Assembly. Now, this comes after that panel has been meeting for months, hearing hours of testimony and ideas on how the state can foster even more development in the future.
This is a first step of a long journey of where we're going with this committee to make sure that we're preparing the state for the future growth and future population growth in South Carolina.
The committee tasked with finding those answers filed its first bill Wednesday, the statewide Education and Workforce Development Act.
It will create the Office of Statewide Workforce Development, which will consolidate, align, and coordinate all publicly funded economic or workforce development dollars in the state and efforts.
Legislators say right now many of these programs are operating in separate silos and not necessarily communicating what they're doing with each other. This new office would be under the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce, DEW.
We will have a performance accountability system to track the outcomes of this program, which will hopefully ensure a positive return on our investment of our state and a benefit to our taxpayers.
The comprehensive bill would also require an annual analysis of how many jobs are open across the state and how many graduates there are to fill them. And it would create a one-stop shop portal for students and job seekers to find openings by region, see what qualifications they need for those jobs, and compare salaries.
This bill is about making sure that we're taking care of South Carolinians, and I think importantly to do that, we're going to need to, as Chairman West just said, increase our labor participation rate. We're going to need to keep our homegrown talent here in the state of South Carolina.
And the committee says it does not yet have an estimate of how much it'll cost to implement this bill. But Speaker Smith says he does expect that cost will be covered in the upcoming state budget. Reporting live from the State House, Mary Green, WIS News 10.
Thank you. And South Carolina's labor force participation rate is currently 4th lowest in the country. That bill would also develop a 10-year strategic plan to boost it.